Hi all, this is Archana Raman, occupational therapist from Therapy Services for You here. And today we're going to be talking about the topic of fussy feeding. I'm going to be telling you what fussy feeding is and what are some things that you can do to help your children who are fussy eaters. So, fussy eaters are those children that have a repertoire of under 20 foods. These are children that eat under 20 varieties of food. It could be purees, it could be solid foods, fruits, vegetables, and these children gag or choke at the sights of certain foods, run away from certain smells, won't take a wide variety of foods. So I have many mothers come to me, many parents come to me and ask me for solutions for fussy feeders. And we usually find out that it's a combination of sensory issues, oral sensory, and other sensory issues like tactile or vestibular proprioceptive issues, or it could be a combination of that and lack of strength in the oral motor muscles, lack of certain timely development of tongue movements and jaw movements and so on. But we'll go into that in another video. So I have my cue card here. Now, what qualifies me to address you on this topic is that I'm a certified feeding specialist from the United States of America, and I've been working with children with this problem for a while now. So the first tip I want to give you is, I find that a lot of mothers are not allowing their children to mouth things. What I mean by that is children might have access to toys, crayons, and parents often take these things when babies try to put them in their mouth. They should be large enough. I'm not suggesting that you allow the child to put small pieces of things into their mouth, but if they are mouthing a large toy or a chewy thing, parents usually take it out of the child's hand. Now, mouthing helps the child to develop various essential skills that are then going to help this child explore a variety of foods. So it's only when a child is allowed to put certain things in their mouth they get to learn about the texture. Is it chewy? Is it hard? Is it soft? Is it cold? Is it hard? What does it feel like in my oral cavity? So you could get them nice big toys, and you could supervise them while they're mouthing these things while the child is upright. The second suggestion I have for this is from the month of 3 months onwards, from the age of 3 months onwards, you could take your baby shopping in a buggy, or you could just carry them if you're used to carrying your baby, and take them shopping. I used to take my child shopping from a very young age, and then you could expose them to the fruit and vegetable aisles in a supermarket, and you could give them various vegetables in their hand to put into your shopping trolley or basket, and ask them questions like, is this a carrot? What does it feel like? Does it feel cold? Has this come from the refrigerator? What's the shape of this? Oh, can you see this radish has got a little bit of a green stalk, a leafy stalk, and feel the leafy vegetables. The children can also help you pick the vegetables by pointing at it. Now, this doesn't only have to be young children. You could develop this habit for a child up until they're 15 years, or even after their teens. They could help you with shopping for the food. Now, this gives them a sense of control over what they're going to choose for their weekly menus, and this is going to help little children get very familiar with the external textures of so many vegetables, fruits, grains, and so on. They could even come up to the till, and if the child is as young as a year and a half and able to stand, you could get the child to scan things across on the till of the shop. So the other suggestion I have for you is, when you have little babies, give them as many stick-shaped foods as you can. So what I mean by stick-shaped food is something that's shaped like a French fry. It doesn't have to necessarily be a cooked piece of food. So you could take a potato, a carrot, or an apple with its skin, and you could clean up these things and cut them up into French fry shaped, stick shaped foods. So when the child is something that goes right to the back of their mouth, they then get to explore this hard chewy stick-shaped food, you don't have to worry that they're going to bite on it because they may not have teeth. And this is hard munchable, so they just keep munching on it, get the feeling of the texture, and then they're going to salivate or drool on it, and they're going to spit it out eventually because they won't have the ability to chew on it or explore it. But this is a kind of exploration that's always good. So anything stick shaped could be, and if the child has the ability to, it's a slightly older child where you have introduced solids, instead of giving them the standard round shape or lumps of food, you could cut up things that they like. It could even be taking poppadoms and chopping the raw poppadom into long sticks and then deep frying it. So the child gets to explore things at the back of their mouth, and this has a very great impact on their ability to chew eventually. Another tip I want to give you is when you have a young child and you're feeding this child, if you have a high chair, that's great. It's going to assist with posture and good feed abilities. I'll talk to you about good posture for feeding in another video. But if the child is able to feed themselves, or if you are feeding the child, place as many foods as you can on the surface that they're feeding. So you could put a pot of yogurt, some apple sticks, basically chunks of apple that are cut out, and perhaps a bit of rice or whatever their main meal is, chapati, pasta, noodles, whatever it is. And the child can then explore this food. So if it's a child that's very young and under 1 year or 6 months of age and not feeding yet, the child may just start playing with the apple, dipping it in yogurt and making a mess on the surface, touching everything that's there, exploring everything with their hands, sometimes getting it on their nose, on their mouth. This is going to again help the child integrate all their senses with the food that's present there, and it's going to make them much better eaters and non-fussy eaters. The last tip I have for you is, a lot of us parents who feed children their food keep cleaning the mouth, the external cavity, oral cavity, or just here when children have excess of food here. And what happens is, when you constantly have a cloth and keep cleaning the mouth, the child is going to develop this aversive texture to you cleaning their skin. It's going to be very abrasive after a few touches, and that's going to develop an aversive feeling towards them and towards this whole wiping thing, and they could possibly associate this with food. So allow the child to be as messy as possible. If your child is spilling food around the plate, don't have a go at the child. Just after having a feeding session, clean it up, and allow the child to be as messy as possible. So they could drop food from the plate, they could throw it down, have little side plates for them, and teach them to put their food, the food that they don't like, into the side plates. So I hope you enjoy this video, and give us a like and a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this video. And if you have a fussy feeder, or someone that's very limited with what they eat, feel free to get in touch. I have given you my social media links and my WhatsApp number down below. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.